Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving into the absolutely epic conclusion of the Harry Potter saga, combining both parts of the Deathly Hallows into one single seamless journey. This isn't just the end of a story, you guys. It's the final, desperate battle for an entire world.
So let's set the stage, shall we? The wizarding world is literally on the verge of collapse. Voldemort's power is almost absolute as he's holding court with his Death Eaters in Malfoy Manor. And as this chilling quote from Snape reveals, the Ministry of Magic? Yeah, it's already compromised from the inside. The last safe places are failing.
All right, so here's how we're going to break down this epic finale. We'll start with a world that's losing all hope. Then we'll trace the hunt for the Horcruxes and the Legend of the Hallows. We'll watch our heroes turn from fugitives into fighters. And finally, we'll witness the last battle, the ultimate sacrifice, and the world that was born from all of it. So the story opens with the wizarding world just on the brink of total collapse. The final protections are failing, and Harry and his allies are being forced into the shadows, running for their actual lives. To get Harry away from his childhood home one last time, the Order of the Phoenix comes up with this incredibly daring plan: the 7 Potters. It's a crazy risky gambit, right? Using multiple decoys with one simple goal: get the real Harry to the safety of the burrow. But the plan goes wrong. Instantly. Their secret was betrayed, the Death Eaters are just waiting for them, and the escape turns into this terrifying, chaotic battle in the sky, and the cost is immediate and steep: the tragic death of Mad-Eye Moody and the permanent, awful injury to George Weasley. And any final illusion of safety is just completely shattered when this patroness bursts into Bill and Fleur's wedding reception. The Ministry has officially fallen, Rufus Scrimgeour is dead, chaos just erupts, and in that one moment, Harry, Ron, and Hermione are forced to disappear, becoming fugitives in an instant.
Okay, so now they're on the run, and the trio has to begin this basically impossible mission that Dumbledore left them: find and destroy Voldemort's Horcruxes, the secret to his immortality, with almost no information to guide their desperate search.
So what exactly is a Horcrux? Well, it's some of the darkest magic imaginable, an object that holds a piece of a wizard's soul. So to kill Voldemort, the trio has to find and destroy all 7 of his. The problem? They have no idea where they are or even how to destroy them.
So in the middle of this miserable, grinding hunt, another path starts to emerge: the legend of the Deathly Hallows. We're talking about 3 mythical objects: the unbeatable Elder Wand, the Resurrection Stone to bring back the dead, and the true invisibility cloak. Together, they're said to make you the Master of Death. And this gives Harry a huge choice, a really deep conflict. Does he stick to Dumbledore's selfless, painful mission, or does he chase this seductive promise of ultimate power? And this right here becomes the central question of Harry's whole journey. Should he stick to Dumbledore's slow, painful plan to take his enemy apart piece by piece? Or should he go after the legendary Hallows for a quicker, more powerful path to victory? His choice is going to define everything. After months of just aimless wandering, being cold and hungry, the tide really starts to turn. A series of super high-intensity events transforms the trio from these desperate fugitives into proactive, determined fighters. Their luck just runs out. They're captured by Snatchers and taken to Malfoy Manor. And here, in what is one of the darkest scenes of the entire series, Hermione is brutally tortured by Bellatrix Lestrange for information about how they got their hands on Gryffindor's sword. But in this moment of just incredible bravery, Dobby the house elf arrives to rescue them all. But he pays the ultimate price, sacrificing himself to save Harry and his friends, dying a free elf on the shores of Shell Cottage. Dobby's sacrifice changes everything. It lights a fire under them, gives them this new sense of purpose. And so the trio plans their most audacious move yet. They're not just hiding anymore. They are going on the attack. They're going to break into the most secure place in the wizarding world, Gringotts Bank, to steal another Horcrux from Bellatrix's vault. And against all odds, they pull it off. They actually get inside the vault and find the Horcrux, Hufflepuff's cup. But they're immediately betrayed by their goblin guide, Griphook, and they find themselves trapped deep underground with only one way out. And what happens next is one of the most cinematic and iconic moments in the entire saga. They free this imprisoned, half-blind dragon and just fly to a chaotic, fiery freedom. This isn't just an escape, it's a declaration. They are taking the fight directly to Voldemort.
And this leads directly to the ultimate climax. Voldemort now knows they're hunting his Horcruxes, and a vision reveals the final one is at Hogwarts. So Harry and his friends return to the castle where the final battle for the future of the entire wizarding world is about to be fought.
The battle is absolutely brutal and devastating. It claims the lives of so many beloved heroes like Fred Weasley, Remus Lupin, and Nymphadora Tonks. The cost of this war is just felt in every single corner of that castle, a painful price for every inch they gain.
Amidst all the chaos, Harry witnesses Voldemort murder Snape and receives his final memories. And they reveal one of the series' biggest twists. Snape was never a traitor. He was a double agent, motivated by a lifelong, unrequited love for Harry's mother, Lily. And Snape's memories reveal the most shocking truth of all. The night Voldemort's curse rebounded, a piece of his soul broke off and attached itself to the only living thing in the room, Harry. Harry himself is the final Horcrux, and to make the Dark Lord mortal, he has to die. So, armed with this terrible, terrible knowledge, Harry makes his final heroic choice. He's not running, he's not hiding, he is walking, willingly, to his own death in the Forbidden Forest. And he uses the Resurrection Stone, one of the 3 Deathly Hallows Dumbledore left him, to find the strength to face his fate. He's not alone. He's surrounded by the spirits of his parents, his godfather Sirius, and Remus Lupin. And with their love and support walking right beside him, he finds the courage for that final sacrifice, facing Voldemort and allowing himself to be struck down by the killing curse. After a surreal meeting with Dumbledore and this place between life and death, Harry comes back. And in the final duel in the Great Hall, Voldemort's whole quest for power is his undoing. The Elder Wand, whose true master is actually Harry, refuses to kill him. The curse rebounds, and Voldemort is finally and permanently defeated. But the story doesn't conclude in the rubble of the Great Hall. It ends 19 years later, in a place of new beginnings, Platform 9 3/4. We get to see Harry, Ron, Hermione, and Ginny as adults, sending their own kids off to Hogwarts. It is such a quiet, peaceful, ordinary scene, and that's what proves their victory was lasting and real. The scar, that physical link to Voldemort, has finally gone dormant. And the entire 7-book saga ends with these 3 simple but incredibly powerful words. They signify that all the sacrifices were worth it. The war was won, and peace has finally truly returned to the wizarding world. But it leaves us with this final thought, right? After so much war and loss and trauma, what does it actually take to maintain that peace? Is all was well a permanent state, or is it just a temporary calm before the next storm? You have to wonder, is the cycle of darkness truly broken forever?